Hi everyone, today I'm going to be showing you how to make tissue paper flowers like this one. Before we start making them, there's some things you need, like pipe cleaners for the stems, a scissor, obviously tissue paper. You only need one piece of tissue paper. And optional, you can add a bead for the middle of your flower, like this one's pink. And you can color the tips of your flower, like this one's purple. You can color the outsides of it. The first thing you want to do to start making them is take your tissue paper and cut it into 3 equal pieces. I'm just doing this by eye, but you can measure it off to 3 exact if you want. I find it really doesn't make a difference if it's exactly perfect or if it's not. So I'm just cutting mine. Okay, so now you're going to place your pieces on top of each other. I'm doing mine in white tissue paper, but if you want, you can do it in a different tissue paper. Just make sure that you only have 3 pieces. Okay, now I'm going to fold the tissue paper accordion style. So that means I'm just going to take it and go this way. You want to do it, so you start over here on the shorter ends, like this way. You want to do it this way. So you accordion, fold it, and you want to make sure that each time you go around, it's exactly the same amount. Like, you don't have to measure it exact, but just make sure that you're not getting smaller every time or getting bigger every time, because then your petals will be messed up. Okay, almost done. And there you go. Next we're going to add the stem. So you take a pipe cleaner and place it like this. Wherever you want the bottom to be is where you put the end. So I want this to be the bottom. I'm putting the end here. Maybe like that. Okay. So I'm just going to fold it around. And make it tight so the flower will stay together. If you want to add a little bead in the middle, now's the time to do it. So I'm just going to take my bead, slide it on, and up to the top. Again, this is optional, so you don't have to do this, but I find it's pretty. Okay. You can wrap it back and forth if you want to add, make it less length, but you don't have to do that. Okay, just going to make sure it's tight. Okay, now you want to make sure that your green piece here is separating exactly in the middle. Otherwise, one side of your flower will be bigger than the other. So, just going to move mine around a little bit. Okay, that's about good. Now, we're going to cut the edge of the petals so it'll actually look like petals. So I'm just going to make a little rounded shape. Okay. So it looks like this, one side. And I'm going to do the other side, exactly the same. Okay. And again, make sure your thing is in the middle because it might have messed it up when you cut it. Now, all these little scraps, I find that you don't have to throw them out because you could put them at the bottom of a vase like this one. And you could just put all your pieces in here. I did make a green one, but it came out really bad. I'll show you at the end. So, now we're going to start actually making it look like a flower. You're going to spread out the petals here. Just pull them out if they come out. Mine won't really spread. Just spread it as far as you can. Now you're going to take the top layer and you're going to pull it up. So I'm just going to pick one spot, one part of my petal, and find the top of the 3 and just start pulling it up. Now you want to be very gentle because it is just tissue paper and it could rip really easily. Trust me. My first one I ripped so much. Okay. So I finished half. So now I'm just going to move on to the other half and do the same exact thing. Now it is going to look weird once you first finish pulling all the pieces up because you haven't finished anything yet. Just pull the rest out. Okay. So this is what mine looks like right now. Which looks weird, but it's really not because now we're going to do the bottom. So I'm just going to take the bottom layer this time and I'm just going to pull it down. So it's just like the top layer, but I'm pulling the bottom layer down. The middle layer will just stay in the middle. And it won't have to move at all. Okay. And again, I'm just going to do the other half, same exact way. Okay, and now I am done with my flower. The last optional part is coloring the outsides here, which I'm now going to show you. Okay, let me just clear this area here. Okay, so I'm going to take my marker and I'm just going to go over everything. So I'm just randomly just hitting it with the marker pretty much. I'm not going really far into it, I'm just brushing the top. So I'm doing the inner side right now. I'm just hitting it with my marker. You could see I'm barely even touching it. And you don't want to go in too deep because then you'll get the inner sides of it. This is just to accent it. So, okay, now I'm going to do the outsides. You can take the time and do the outsides one at a time to get it exactly how you want. See right here, I'm just going with this. You might have to pull them back apart after you do that because it does get it a little together. But, oh, you can do it, like, all the way at the end, little by little. Like, this purple one, I did all at the end. So, it's, like, perfectly done. As opposed to my blue one here, which I just kind of shook it, like I'm doing with this one. And they practically came out the same. The blue one just has a little bit more color. This one I'm just zagging back and forth like this. And you don't want to do this for too long because you don't want it to get so much color. You just want it a little colored. And make sure you get the bottom layer here. Okay. I'm just going to look around for any other spots. And now I'm just going to pull them apart a little bit more. So they did get put together a little bit. Okay. And you might just have to get a few more areas. Like this one ain't really showing up on camera, but it does have a lot of spots that has color as opposed to not having color. But you can color it however you want. You don't have to do it the same way I did it. I just find it's easy and fast. So there you go. And it's a nice little thing for your room. See, I have yellow, purple, blue, and now a red. And it's the colors of my room. So, and here is my first flower. I used 3 sheets. I used one whole sheet of green, and 2 whole sheets of white. And I didn't know it wasn't supposed to be that much. So, and then I have a little duct taped straw for my stem. But, yeah, so just like and subscribe, and I post videos every Saturday, so just subscribe for more.